You are listening to Mining Stock Education.
It's very interesting, one, because it's definitely mineralization that's very analogous to what's seen around Mountain, but two, is it does bring a very large potential for bulk tonnage and a much larger opportunity to expand the resource at scale.
Thank you for tuning in to Mining Stock Education. I'm your host, Bill Powers. Today's episode features our sponsor, Scorpio Gold Corp, with its CEO and director, Zayn Kalyan. Zayn, thanks for joining me. You 100% own the Manhattan District in historic Nevada. This is on the Walker Lane Trend. You have an MRE you put out previously of 740,000 gold ounces that's inferred at 1.26 grams per ton, conceptualizing an open pit. You're exploring about 10 kilometers of trend, many historical workings. Your goal, you stated, was to reach 2 million ounces of a resource by year end, and you're in a 50,000 meter program, currently about 200 holes. But your recent press releases, you've had a number of them since we last spoke on the show about a month ago, and you mentioned the Caldera Thesis. You're 10 miles south of Round Mountain. That's Kinross's 15 to 16 million ounce gold producer. Break this thesis down, and how does this change the opportunity that we've already discussed?
Yeah, so really appreciate being back here on the show, Bill, and great opportunity to kind of share the progress that we've made over the last 6 months. We've been aggressively drilling. We have 3 drills active in the field, and as you correctly highlighted, I think our focus has been really that 10 kilometers of strike and really building ounces over the last 6 months has really just been building ounces in the core resource area. So we have the core Reliance trend, we have the Zanzibar trend, which has been a completely new area that we've recently unlocked to splay off the main resource. And then that finally started stepping out to the north onto these historic resources, one being Black Mammoth. And with that, we've started to realize that there is this whole new potential opportunity to explore what was historically structurally mapped as barren ground, and that is this volcanic units that exist within the Manhattan caldera. So a caldera is a collapsed volcano, and what makes Round Mountain, which sits 10 miles to the north of us, very unique is that you have a very porous sponge volcanic that sits, that you have these epithermal veins hosted within. And you get this bleed out of grade and mineralization into the volcanic units, which gives you very wide intercepts of, call it 0.4 to 0.6 gram per ton material, and then blowouts of grade within the structure. Historically at Manhattan, we haven't seen that same sort of mineralization within the volcanic units, which historically meant that they were not explored, they were not drilled. And what we see is typically mineralization in structure, and then within our Zanzibar limestone hosts. What we're starting to see is we've stepped to the north into the Manhattan caldera, which is shared by Round Mountain on the other end of it, 10 miles to the north, is starting to see more of this mineralization in these volcanic units and in the tuff. And it's very interesting, one, because it's definitely mineralization that's very analogous to what's seen around Mountain, but two, is it does bring a very large potential for bulk tonnage and a much larger opportunity to expand the resource at scale. And it's something that was really it was always ignored by previous operators, just primarily because it was always mapped as volcanics and there was never really any historic exploration. Within that caldera, though, there are historic workings, so there is evidence to support that it does merit further exploration just on that alone. But I think it just has been ignored just because of that historic structural mapping. So it's very exciting. It's definitely early stage, but we definitely have this kind of proof of concept now that we can continually find mineralization within the volcanic units. And it does give us these wide intercepts. Like probably the best intercept we've had thus far in volcanic units was 0.6 over roughly 60 meters. And that was in the Black Mammoth, just north of Black Mammoth.
So when you previously laid out the 2 million ounce target by the end of this year, you weren't factoring in what you're talking about now, this new 5 square kilometer target.
Correct. Yeah, I think it's this is a completely new opportunity. Again, it is very early stage. It's not really in our core, call it, model for resource expansion. This is probably one of the more grassroots targets, just because it is not as well understood. But where we're exploring a Black Mammoth, which is, call it, one of our higher priority targets, we're starting to kind of see the value of really focusing on this and getting a better structural understanding as to how it all hangs together. And ultimately, it could be a much bigger opportunity in the near term. But again, it's a proof of concept today, but there's and where we are exploring actively in that area, and I think we'll continue to kind of see opportunity for larger scale resource expansion, hopefully within the Caldera.
So you have many targets across the trend. Will you be rerouting drills to drill this out, or?
We've already been drilling in the area, and we will continue to do so. It's not really like we're already focused on this as an opportunity, and it's not really going to change kind of what the existing call it drill plan looks like for the next 6 to 12 months.
So with that 2 million ounce target, with the drill holes you put out, I think you're over 100 drill holes put out already. Is that right?
We are nearly just at 100. I think we are 98. I think we're nearly over 100. So we've definitely drilled over 100 drill holes since we took over the management of Scorpio, or I took over the management of Scorpio at the beginning of 2024.
So you're like halfway through, or a little more than halfway through the program. Are you able to adjust that target, 2 million ounces, up or down? Anything you can share with the market?
I think right now we're comfortable with where we sit, kind of with that forecast. We've drilled just over 27. We're probably near 28,000 meters as of today, year to date. So May 2025 till May. Well, now we're almost June 2026 through June. So none of that drilling has been included in the resource to date, and we are working actively to put out an updated resource in December this year, January next year.
You brought some money into the till also with another payment from the Mineral Ridge sale. Could you provide us an overview?
Yep. So we got the one of the second deferred payment from the sale of Mineral Ridge that came in at the end of May. And then we have a final payment at the end of August that will be coming in of $1 million US.
The junior markets up and down, you can't control the gold price. The gold price dipped below $4,000 here, and I saw a lot of panic online with junior gold speculators. You can't control that as a CEO, as you know, Zayn. So how are you going to move the company forward in this market? I know previously we talked about you wanted to raise at higher prices, but the share price, like all juniors, have come off. What is the executive strategy at this point?
Yeah, so obviously junior exploration is a dilutive business by nature, and I think we see these market cycles where we call it almost a year ago now, when the market really started to pick up and things started to move forward a lot quicker. There was definitely this expectation that we were very aggressive in drilling, and we had the expectation we'd always be continually able to drill to raise more money at higher valuations. And those cycles come and go, and who knows how long those periods last. And I do believe that we're probably in a little bit of a lull here now, rather than call it a downturn. I think things will start to move back, and I think we will start to see higher gold prices in the, call it, mid to near term. But that aside, we can't obviously count on the market to cooperate, and it's a lot of things out of our control. So we do have to be creative, and I think, as in previous, call it, much more dire situations in the market where access to capital, we do have very solid access to capital regardless from our existing share base. But in markets where access to capital is maybe not as desirable at the current rate, at the current valuation levels, and dilution can be a risk, we have to be creative. So we do have some ideas. There is an opportunity. We're starting to look a little bit more seriously at the historic tailings and the historic leach pad that exist at Manhattan, that Echo Bay historically mined. We believe that there is a potential significant bulk tonnage opportunity that has very easy or relatively easy, not only permitting, but also the ability to mine, because it is basically just waste sitting at surface. We do need to better understand the opportunity from a technical standpoint, specifically grade, and then also gross volume. But we do believe that there is potential there, and we're going to invest in that. So it's early days, but we are starting to look a little bit more seriously at how we can potentially process that material, with very low risk to ourselves, looking at partners and other parties that we can work with to do so without having to take any kind of balance sheet risk or production risk for that matter. But at the same time, unlock that value and get some non-dilutive cash flow into the business. So again, I'll caveat all that. It's very early days, and how big that opportunity and what that really looks like is not truly defined yet. But it does have some exciting potential for sure.
And how long would it take to prove out if there is an opportunity or not there? Can you at least give investors that time frame?
I realistically think that we're probably about 6 months from now to really understanding exactly what it looks like.
You've talked previously on the show and publicly elsewhere about uplist to the big board in New York. Any update you can provide?
Yeah, we're getting very close. I'm hoping that in the next couple of weeks we'll be able to share something publicly, a little or more definitively publicly. But we're getting to the finish line here is how we feel, and we're almost there.
Remind us how many rigs we have drilling and what should be the news flow expectations.
3 rigs currently going. News flow continue at the same pace that we've had since the beginning of the year, roughly 1 press release every 1 to 2 weeks. And yeah, just continuing that same cadence of results. And I think we've been very happy thus far with the results we've put out. And I think we're finally in a good rhythm with drilling and really understanding where we're exploring and continuing to build ounces and working towards that ultimate target of 2 million ounces by the end of this year.
My last question, with your European marketing more recently, any feedback you got from those investors, and is it different from those on this side of the pond?
No, I don't think it differs. I think everyone's kind of in the same boat. One thing is, I'd say the market is very everyone's kind of maybe a little bit depressed or feeling a little bit off just because of the price of gold, and sentiment is definitely a lot weaker. But I think the bull case for precious metals, the bull case for commodities in general, is still very strong. And I think you're seeing that, it's evident by the financings that are still getting done in the sector. There's still money that wants to be put to work and wants to be put into these companies and wants to really push the industry forward, which is good because that historically wasn't there. So there's a lot of money in the system, which 2 years ago was not the case. But we are just in, I think, more of a market lull more than anything. And hopefully some more movement in the gold price. And it's really hard to know where the macro situation these days will go. It's every day is new and exciting, and we'll just kind of see where things play out.
Scorpio Gold is a show sponsor. The website is scorpiogold.com to learn more. If you're in Canada, the ticker on the venture is SGN, or in the States on the QB, SRCRF. Zayn, thank you for the update today.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate the time.